Hello and welcome to this presentation of the 2015 theme. In this presentation we will look at new 2015 theme by WordPress and discover some new features of WordPress and how to customize this theme for your own use. In this presentation we assume you already have a WordPress installation set up and the 2015 theme installed. If you need help with this, then please see the notes below the video. Since 2010, WordPress have been releasing their own theme designs every year. This has helped to move on the development of themes and introduce new features and ideas. The 2011 theme introduced the concept of featured images and posts. The 2012 theme demonstrated how you could use WordPress for a website as well as a blog. 2012 was also an excellent basis for development of child themes. Many child themes have been developed from 2012, and indeed many new themes have been developed with 2012 as their basis and then offered child theme support. If you do not understand and wish to know more about the concept of child themes, then please check the notes below. In 2013, the 2013 theme was designed around post formats, which was at the time an important step. But the use of post formats has been very less important to users. In 2014, the theme was considered to be probably the most controversial ever produced by WordPress. It's an excellent magazine theme, but very difficult to use for other users and other needs. So we come neatly to the 2015 theme. 2015 theme is a clean, blog-focused, clear design format. The topography and layout make it very readable in all screen sizes, and it's suitable for multiple languages. It's the first designed as a mobile first approach and makes sure that content works on all devices and screen sizes. There are also many features of the 2015 theme which are there to influence future standards of design. The 2015 theme was released with WordPress 4.1, and so for anyone installing a new version of WordPress, this will now be the default theme. Those upgraded to WordPress 4.1 will also find the 2015 theme is now available for their use. So let's split over to my demo server now and have a look at some of the features of the 2015 theme. So here we are, and it's immediately apparent that this is a very topographical theme, very clean and easy to read. If I grab the sidebar, you'll see that not only is the theme responsive, but also has some good resizing of, if I can grab it that is, good resizing of the text. And the layout flips to a narrow format with the sidebar disappearing and the heading moving to the top. We can click on this button here to bring our sidebar back into operation and remove it the same way. As I scroll down the post, you will notice the excellent quality of the theme and also that the sidebar is not moving. The sidebar is fixed when there is no future content below. So if I was to add something to the sidebar theme, so if I go into themes, customize, and to the widgets, I'll add a widget. Categories perhaps. That should keep things bigger. We can now go back and visit page, and we'll find that it scrolls down now until it runs out of content, and then it will stop. There we are. And the page continues to scroll. I scroll to the very bottom, you'll notice that we've got some very nice pagination as part of the content. When I scroll back to the top, you can see the sidebar keeps up with me. Now this content here is the test theme content from WordPress, and you notice that this sticky post has featured included at the top to show it's a featured post. And we have the metadata below. As you can see from the test data here, it's a very clean look. Right, so let's have a look at the theme dashboard. And from there we'll go into the customize options for this theme. Again, we are using the familiar instant view of the content, but please remember any changes you make will not appear on the pages until you hit the save button. So at the top we have the title text and the tagline, which you can change. And then beneath that we have some color schemes. So we have a dark color scheme, yellow, pink, purple and blue. Now this color scheme is just a guide, and it is changing colors in the site, which gives you a starting point to work from. But please be aware that the only three colors that we're given in the customization to change is the background color of the entire site. I'm just going to make it really weird to make it obvious what's going on. So there's the background color, and you also have to be aware of how it reacts when it shrinks and grows. Then we have the header and sidebar text, which is different to the content text, except when we shrink to a narrow format and we click on the button to bring back the sidebar text, it is shown the same color as the content text color. Is this a mistake, or is this the way it should be? Well, if we have a look at the sidebar color, we change the sidebar color to something really weird, make it blue so it's obvious, you will see that there's the sidebar color. When we go to narrow format, it is not used in the pop-up box. So again, this is taking the characteristics of the content below. And you'll also notice that that has changed the colours of the main content. We're black on white, and there we're white on black, and then we're black on white. You do not have the option to change these colours in this customization section. So as I said, this is really just a little guide to get you going. And you need to start adding more, probably in your CSS file. Again, more information for that below the video. Now this feature of a sidebar and no top bar creates some interesting things. And the first thing is our header image. Well, what's going to happen to our header image in this case? Actually, what happens to our header image is it appears here. So our header image takes over the sidebar on the left hand side. Again, we have to ask that question of what happens when I shrink the screen. When I shrink the screen, we go back to this top bar. When I open up the sidebar, it appears in that text box. It is not picking up the sidebar image. Notwithstanding the challenge you have of making sure that if you're going to have a nice sidebar image, it's going to have to be able to read your content behind it. For this reason, the sidebar image has some rather extreme size characteristics. They recommended a width here, as you can see, of 954 by 1300 pixels, so that it can crop that nice big chunky sidebar image. So the image here for the header image is going to be more clever the way you use it, and I think in a lot of cases people just won't, so we'll get rid of it for now, minimize it. The background image, you have, I've got a nice metallic one here, there we are. Background image comes with the background of the content, and with traditional background images you've got a chance of whether it needs to tile. This one's so big that it does need to tile. Where does it start? And you also have the options of whether you want it to scroll or be fixed. That does mean that we could only have the background image, say, across the top. I think I'll set it not to scroll. Yeah, so we could do some interesting things with the background image there. The next thing is the navigation. Now, I've already created some menus, so I'm going to put them in straight away to show you immediately what's possible. So here's my testing menu, and it also asks for social links menu. I've done a special menu for social links, and I will show you that in a second, but let me show what it looks like. So the first thing to notice is the position of these two menus. They are below the site title and tagline, and they are above the widgets in the sidebar. So the first main menu is a nice accordion type menu, and this menu also supports the menu description option, which has been there for ages but no one ever really uses it, which is a shame because it's actually a very nice way of dealing with menus. And you see this menu here is actually, I think you can see at the bottom, this will take you to the relevant social media pages. So, in fact, let's save and publish that for now so we can come back to it. And let's go and have a look at those two menus so you can see more about what's going on. Okay, so I want my testing menu. It's set up in the usual way, but as I said, it has the ability to add descriptions to the pages. Now, in a standard layout, you can't see the description anywhere. You have to take advantage of the screen options. So if I go up to screen options and bring it up, you see I can add description. I can also have link target, which I find is quite useful now and again, especially when I look at our social menus. So description, link relationships, never really used much now. You can add CSS classes if you want to style it. And now that I've added those, you see I'm now able to add a description. But if that's not interesting, then I'm sure you'll find this social menu is very interesting. So here we have custom menus created, and I just put in the website of the social media sites. And this menu automatically recognizes the main social media links you can have and puts in for me the social media icons in their place. So if we go to visit the site, we see my description I just put in for the pages, and we see the items below. So in summary, what do I think of this 2015 menu and theme? I'm actually growing to like it. The more I play with it and the more I played around with it, the more I'm actually getting to like it. However, I'm not so hot on the header image being used across the sidebar. Although I can think of some quite neat places where I might make use of that, I'm a little bit frustrated by not being able to change this text here at the top to be an image. And so I have actually created a 2015 child theme. And here it is. And all I have done is I've added a second widget area, and that second widget area is above with the site and title. So there's a site and title, and here's my widget area, and into my widget area I've put one widget, which is my logo. And that's all I've done. But that also brings me to two other little issues which we need to bring about with the 2015 theme. The first is that there is a automatic use of distraction-free writing if it's a brand new installation. As you see, when I get to the writing mode, all my side content disappears. The posts also have these format buttons here, so I can choose different format types. And these are really only useful for helping you to have another way of listing information, so you can find all the images posts, all the video posts, apart from the link post. And the link post has one quite unique property, and that is, if I now add, let me just open up toolbars, if I now add a link to this page and preview this post, it looks like a normal post. However, when I publish this post, sorry, this is a demo site, so it's a little bit slower. I'll visit the front page. If I click on this featured image, it's going to take me to this post. Yeah. However, this is the post I've just created. When if I look at the link here, you see at the bottom here, it's Google. So this post with a link post, if I click on the title, it does not take me into this content, it takes me to the link I put in. And that's unique to the link posts. Want to see all the other link posts? You see this feature is also added to the metadata. So this shows all the links. And I can also use it to look at all the video posts, the other types of posts, image posts, etc. And the other thing I'd like to point out is to do with the way those child themes work. So let me This is the code for my child theme, and until very recently we've been encouraged to put an import in the style header. So the style.css would include the theme style.css to bring the two together. Well, now we've been asked not to do that anymore, and from now onwards we should do the enqueue option. So this is put in the functions.php, and you enqueue the style sheet of the parent if you wish to use it, and you enqueue the style sheet of the child's, which I assume you wish to use, and you bring them in that way. This enqueuing feature would then mean that they are brought into each page as it's loaded and built. So there we have the new 2015 the new 2015 theme. I think you'll find it's a little tricky to get used to start with, but once you do, it's really quite fun. And yes, we'll be publishing, see the link below again for information on child themes and our very simple adaptation of our own offering of the 2015 child theme. Otherwise, thank you very much and look forward to speaking to you again soon.